So yesterday we had seen, all the scenarios of approvals. We had seen the auto approval below 100, approval group, how to create approval group and assign a member to an approval group. We had also seen how to create a custom order type and a line type lookup and assign approvals on the basis of that. Then we had also seen the supervisory hierarchy. And we had also seen the auto rejection of orders if there is no shipping or packing instruction. And along with that, we had also seen the granular statuses of orchestration cycle, like pending approval, picked, closed. What processes we need to run to make it picked and to make it closed, the order header. So we had seen all of that, and we had configured and seen the demo as well. And this was the assignment given. I wanted you guys to try out this. So did anyone try this out? This hierarchy? I think someone had asked me in the call yesterday. So this is a real-time business scenario. And so let me show it to you actually in Fusion. I have configured this in the background, in the meantime. So let me show you this. So basically we have four approval hierarchies: less than or equal to 100, which will be auto approved. Between 100 to 500, it will go to Adam Henry. 500 to 1000, it will go to Calvin Roth. And more than 1000, it will go to James Seller. So this is the hierarchy what we aim to configure in the Oracle Fusion instance. So let me show it to you. Manage. So first of all, what do we need to do? We need to check if the approvals are on or not. That is the very first step. So let me go to the order management parameters. Just type in here PA parameter and it will show up here. Order management parameters. Go there and start approval process. Just type start approval process. It is yes for order fusion orchestration and planning. So we are good over here. So now our second step is to see the approval rules, what we have configured. Manage order approval rules. Click over there. So now you can see these four green color boxes, right? R1, R2, R3, R4. So these are the four which I have configured, in yesterday to show you how the approvals are routed for these four hierarchy, how we can configure it in a real-time scenario. So any business would have this kind of scenario, right? Like 4 or 5 amount tiers, and you have to configure different approvers within that amount tier, have the amount limits for each approver, right? So this is what I have configured and I'm going to show it to you. So first one is less than or equal to 100 and it is auto approved. So that is demonstrated by R1. So let me take you there. Actions, edit. So what does it say? It says if the business unit is US1 business unit and order total amount is less than or equal to 100 and primary is equal to yes. So primary is equal to yes because we want to consider the main header amount and do not want it to consider all the different amounts like list price, unit price, and all that. So if all these conditions are met, what does it do? It does the auto approve action. So this is below 100, right? Now, sorry, yeah. Now I will show you the second approval hierarchy, which is between 100 to 500. So what does this do? So which is configured in R2. So what does it say? If the business unit is US1 business unit and the order total amount is more than 100 and the order total amount is less than or equal to 500. So why didn't I use the between operator? Can anyone tell me? Why did I have two different amounts, like more than 100 and less than or equal to 500? What would have happened if I had given the between condition, between 100 to 500? Can anyone take a guess? Okay. The reason I didn't take between is because if I had taken order amount order total amount between 100 and 500, it does not consider the inclusive and exclusive amounts. It does not consider 100 and 500. So that is why to include this 500, I have to give two conditions. In the previous condition I had given order amount is equal to less than or equal to 100, it should be auto approved. In this condition I'm giving, if it is more than 100 and less than or equal to 500, then it goes to whom? It goes to Adam Henry. So this is a second rule, satisfying the second tier. Then the third tier. The third tier should be if the order amount is more than 500, not more than or equal to, more than 500. Let me show it to you. Yeah. So we are now taking more than 500, not more than or equal to, because in the previous condition we had already taken, right? Less than or equal to 500. So it showing like two rows showing to match the conditions, right? It shouldn't have a similar condition. So if the order amount is more than 500 and less than or equal to 1000, primary equal to yes, then it goes to whom? Calvin Roth, which is our third condition, third tier. Now the fourth one, more than 1000. So what happens over there? So now if the order amount is more than 1000, primary equal to yes, it goes to James Seller. Approval required, assigned to individual, goes to specific worker James Seller. So these are the four conditions what I have defined to satisfy these four amount tiers. Now let me quickly test it out. Let me quickly create a order and test it out to show you. And I will create these tiers in the same order. Let me just give it a try. The one which is auto approved will have to be created separately. So US1 business unit, customer, I will take computer service and rentals.
So Raj, you'll have to have separate rules for these, right? It's not possible to define within one rule these multiple conditions.
No, because we do not have else if as of now. If we
Okay.
had else if, we can define two conditions because
Hmm.
we have if and we have else. We
Okay.
So if there is only two amount tiers, then we can define in one rule. So this is a limitation from Oracle side. That is what even we are facing in our projects. We also want to
Okay.
define multiple conditions in one rule, but this does not seem to be feasible according to the product that we have. So yeah. So that was a good question. Who was it? Okay. So now I will take a item. So by now you would be very familiar with this order form, right? Order page. So we will explore more on it today. We will see the different defaulting rules and all that. So now I'm populating one quantity of the item. Click on add. Okay. Now the amount is how much? 1000, right? So what happens if the amount is 1000? It should go to James Seller as per the R4 rule, right? As per the R4 rule, it should go to James Seller. Now let me submit this quickly and see what happens with this approver. To whom it goes to. So now it shows approval pending. Now let me just give it a minute. It takes a minute or so for it to appear. So where it shows past due because I've given today's date. right? In the requested ship date, I have requested date, I have given to this date only. So now only I have received the order. So I should have given future date. So that does not cause any problem. Now it will come. It will take a minute or so. Till then, there's one more hierarchy, right? Less than or equal to 100, it auto approves. Between 100 to 500. Supervisory hierarchy level 1, hierarchy level 2, then hierarchy level 3. So this also I will show you quickly. I will tell you the difference between these two structures. First, let me show you the approval. It should go to this person, James Seller, or maybe Calvin Roth, because it is less than or equal to 1000, right? What's the amount I've given? Less than, it is 1000. Okay. So which is equal to 1000. So as per our rule, yeah, it has come. View approval information. Yes, Calvin Roth, R3. It has gone to Calvin Roth R3 because in our R3, this is what we had defined. If the order amount is more than 500 and less than or equal to 1000, which means the amount is 1000. So that is why it has gone to R3 and Calvin Roth. And you can see the reason is R3. Now let me give the amount as 1001. So what I will do is I will go to actions and I will revert to draft. So by this, the order entry specialist can withdraw the approval. Just click on revert to draft. So now from approval pending, it will go to draft status again. Just click on refresh. It goes to draft status. So you can make use of the same order. Go to action, go to edit again. Now let me change the price for this item and let me make it price override. Let me make it 1001, which is more than 1000. So I'm just overwriting the price and I'm going to save it. And I'm going to submit it for approval just to make sure it goes to the R4 because it is more than 1000. Yes, it was submitted. So with this, I don't have to create multiple orders. I can use the same order and show you the approval hierarchy multiple times. So let's give it a minute or so.
The paper, do I have to do?
Yes, now it has appeared. So let me click on view approval information. Yes, now you can see it has gone to R4, right? James Seller, because the amount was more than 1000. Now let me revert back again, revert to draft. Click on yes. Okay, click on refresh. It will again go back to draft, edit. Now let me show you the auto approval hierarchy. What if the amount is less than or equal to 100? What happens? It should be auto approved, right? Before that, let me also show you the R2 hierarchy, 100 to 500. So let me just quickly give the amount as 250, which is between 100 to 500, right? Which falls in the second tier. So just let me make sure it goes to Adam Henry. Click on submit. Click on OK. Click on refresh. Yes, view approval information. Adam Henry, R2. So our second tier also is working fine. So the fourth tier, third tier, second tier is working fine. Now we will move on to the first tier, which is less than or equal to 100. Click on done. Again, go to revert to draft. Yes. Okay. Refresh. Come down here. Click on edit. Override the price, make it Let's suppose 95, which is less than 100. Save. Now this should auto approve as per R1. Click on OK. Click on refresh and give it some time. Yes, view approval information. Click there. Yes. Reason R1, and you can see this is approved. This is approved. Task completed, approved. So this got auto approved. And test IMP7 is the person who has submitted this approval. And task completed, auto approved. And you can see there is a tick mark here, and the reason is showing R1. So now if you click on refresh, it will automatically go to processing. You can see it has gone to processing. So none of the approvers had to log in and approve this. This has been auto approved. So with this, we have seen all the 4 hierarchies, all the 4 tiers. So this is a very real-time scenario in an organization. They tell you to configure the approval rules as per the limits, as per the amount tiers. And each amount tier should be assigned to a particular person or a group of person. So this is what we have demonstrated. Now, let me show you one interesting thing quickly. So over here, if the amount was more than 1,000, it has gone to James Seller. Now, as per this hierarchy, what happens if the amount is more than 1,000? Supervisory hierarchy level 3. What would happen? Can anyone take a guess? We are using this structure only. And we're using till level 3. What would happen? If anyone can take a guess. Okay, I'll tell you. So basically in the previous hierarchy, it was assigned to one person. But in this table, it is assigned to all the people starting from the above. So now if it is more than 1,000, as per this amount here, what I have configured, supervisory hierarchy level 3. So it will start from Adam Henry, then it will go to Calvin Roth, then it will go to James Siller. So it will go to all the people. Level 2 means it will go to Adam Henry and then Calvin Roth. Level 1 means it will only go to Adam Henry. So this is a supervisory hierarchy where our organization wants everyone to approve it like tier by tier according to the supervisory hierarchy. So let me just quickly show you the configuration for this as well. So this I have configured in this SS1, SS2, SS3, SS4. So now if I take you to SS4, this I haven't enabled because it would have contradicted with that one. See, so we're giving the same condition. Business unit amount is more than 1,000. Primary is equal to yes. So what happens? Then do, click over here, assign to supervisors, approval required. Approval chain based on Adam Henry. First approver, same as above. So first approver is Adam Henry. Then level of approvers 3. So Adam Henry, first level, Adam Henry's manager, second level, and Adam Henry's manager, third level. So who will they be? Adam Henry, his manager Calvin Roth, his manager James Seller. So these 3 people. And then highest possible approval means who is the highest person in this chain. So William Taylor. So it will go to level 3. If we had given level 2 level of approvers, then it would have gone to 2 levels, which means Adam Henry and Calvin Roth. Now we have given first approver is same as above. If we give manager, then the first approver will not be Adam Henry. It will be Adam Henry's manager, which would be Calvin Roth. So with this, you can play around and you can change the approvers as per the requirement of the business. So if you want me to show it to you, I will quickly show you one tier. I will disable this tier and I will show you that tier. R4 I'm disabling and I'm enabling SS4. And let me publish it. Yes. So now as per R4, as per our previous hierarchy, if it was more than 1000, it was going to James Seller. Now let's see what happens if it is more than 1000, as per our SS4 rule. Okay, this has already gone for approval, so we cannot use this. We will have to create a new order. Create order quickly. VSNS minute. Now we will give that item. Where is that item over here? Add. Override the price to suppose 1002, which is more than 1000 again. So I'm overwriting the price. Then yeah, everything else is okay. Let's leave them blank. Yeah. So amount is more than 1000. Let me double check. Yes. Now let me submit this. Let's see what happens. Click on OK. Then click on refresh. Approval pending. Let's see what hierarchy does that show. So previously it was going to James Seller if it was more than 1000. Now, as per the second table, it should go to all the people, 3 levels of Adam Henry. Now let's give it some time because we have deployed new approval, right? SS4. Let's see what happens. So in the meantime, any questions? Okay. Yeah, view approval information has come. Yes. So now you can see in the region, what does it show? SS4. And it has got assigned to 3 people, Adam Henry, Calvin Roth, and James Seller, as per our approval rule, as per this supervisory hierarchy. So this is the difference between a supervisory hierarchy and a normal assigned to individual. So before, if it was more than 1000, it was only going to James Seller. Now it is going to the 3 levels of Adam Henry. It is going to Adam Henry, it is going to Calvin Roth, it is going to James Seller. So this is working fine. And let me just quickly show you this rule again, what is being implemented. So the amount was more than 1000 and it's going to specific worker Adam Henry's. It is following Adam Henry's hierarchy up to 3. So Adam Henry, his manager and his manager, 3 managers. I mean 1 worker and 2 managers. So this is the striking difference between assigning it to an individual and assigning it to a supervisory hierarchy. So both of these phenomena are very commonly used among organizations. So whenever you implement order management, this would be very commonly used, these 2 amount tiers. So both I have showed. And any doubts in this, anyone?
Right. When you assign it to individual, and what do you call that one? So the second one is supervisory hierarchy, and the first one is what? What is it called?
This one?
No, the one assigned to individual here. The above, yes. What is that one called?
This is known as assigned to individual only. I'll show it to you. So basically, we are trying to show 2 amount tiers, right? So in this, we are assigning to one individual because we want, if the amount is between 100 to 500, it should go to 1 person. If it is 500 to 1000, it should go only to 1 person. If it is more than 1000, it should go only to 1 person. But over here, we want, if it is more than 1000, it should go to up to 3 level of chain. It should go to Adam Henry, his manager, and his manager.
Okay.
So this is the difference.
Okay. But is there any name for the first one? Any name for that style?
Which name or what?
Okay, we call the second one supervisory hierarchy.
Yes.
So what is that first one called? What is there any name designated to that style of?
Yes, it is known as
assignment?
assigned to individual. I'll show you.
So it's individual. So do we call it individual assignment?
Yes, you can see under actions, it is known as assigned to individual.
Individual. Okay, then. Thank you.
Assigned to individual. And the next one is assigned to supervisors. And this one
Okay.
is assigned to supervisors.
Okay. Thank you. So the first one is like hard-coded, whereas the second one is role-based, and that means anyone in that position of hierarchy.
Yes, exactly. So now,
Okay.
as you can see, if the amount is more than 1,000, it is being assigned to supervisors, approval required, approval chain of whom? Adam Henry. Who is the first approver? Same as above, which means first approver would be Adam Henry. Level of approver 3. 3 means 3 people would approve it. Adam Henry, his manager, and his manager. And highest possible approver, William Taylor.
Okay.
So that is being followed here. First approver is Adam Henry, then his manager, as per this. If we had given 4 levels, even it would have gone to Anita Kennedy. If we would have given 5, it would have gone to William Taylor as well. If we would have given 6, then also it would have gone till William Taylor only, because the last approver is who? William Taylor.
William Taylor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Raj, rather than assigning using the specific worker in normally, like in an organization, people join and leave, right? So they rather prefer to have it assigned to a supervisor hierarchy than.
Yeah, so this is basically a maintenance work. So what happens is, in an organization, suppose if they do not want the previous chain to approve, right? I mean, if this order is more than 1,000, and the organization policy is the only the supervisory, like the people who are above a certain position should approve it. It should not be approved by Adam Henry or Calvin Roth, only James Seller. Then they follow this hierarchy. But if the firm policy is that, if it is more than 1,000, then everyone till this person should approve. It should follow a sequential hierarchy. Then you can implement supervisory hierarchy. So in case the people join and leave, then you maintain approval group, as I had shown you yesterday. So this is a maintenance work. That is why we have so many support projects as well, right? Because of maintaining these things. So you always have to maintain, I mean, there's no other go.
Sure.
You always have to maintain the items, price, approvers. And this is how, multiple jobs are created, support jobs in Oracle field, along with the implementation.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so this was a quick demo of the 2 tiers. Then let me move on. And so I had configured this before so that I can quickly show you the implementation of these. Then let me move on to the next task, which is manage task configuration for supply chain management. So over here, you will see some interesting options and how we can configure it more. So let me come out of this. And let me go to customers. Order management, functional area, customers. Go to all tasks. Go to manage task configuration for supply chain management. Click over here. It will take you to the BPM work list, business process management. Now I will show you some of the very important options which you can choose. So you can see task to be configured, right? So there are many tasks you can configure. So just let me show you. So you can configure your invoice approvals, document approval options, everything can be configured from here. The various options. But what we have to configure is approval human task. So this is a task name for order management. So whenever you go here, you always need to type in approval human task for order management configurations. So you can see there are so many options, right? If you come down, I'm just quickly showing you, there is movement request, there is PO notification, supplier portal production. So there are so many tasks that we have. So now we are concerned with our order management, approval human task. I think it was showing in the first, then I was, yeah, this one. So this one is concerned with order management. So just click on this. It will come, various options will come now. So I'll take you through some of the very important ones. Yes. Click on edit. Now in this, you can see there are many options: general, assignees, data, deadlines, notification, access, configuration. So let me start with configuration. Yeah. So you go to this task, you click on configurations, and you can see there are many options, right? So what does these options do? So first option, allow all participants to route tasks to other participants. So this means, suppose Calvin Roth is approver, and while approving, he feels that, I should allow this to, I want to add more participants. I want to reassign it to someone else. So to make sure he sees that option, this should be ticked. Allow all participants to route task to other participant. So if this is ticked, he would be able to reassign, delegate to other approvers while approving. So he will go to his bell icon notification and he will see that option, reassign or assign to someone else on his behalf. Then allow participant to edit for the participants. So this means he will be able to add more people if he wants. So who is after Calvin Roth? James Siller, right? But if Calvin Roth wants, when he receives this bell icon notification, he can go to actions and he can add more people if he wants. Then allow initiator to add passive participants. So I am initiating this approval chain, right? Now, apart from these people who are configured in my rule, I want one more person to review it. Then instead of reconfiguring the entire approval rules and all that, I can quickly go and add one more participant. So this option is for that. Allow initiator to add passive participants. So these three, it depends on organization. If it is very strict audit policy and compliance policy, then they will not allow you to tick mark these things. They would strictly want all the approvers to go by the approval rules configured. They would not want to mess around with any of these, right? So it depends on the audit policy of an organization. But I'm just telling you, we have these options to even customize our approvals more along with the rules. Then enable auto claim. So enable auto claim basically, if you have parallel hierarchy and if the approver goes to 5 or 6 people at the same time, and there is a first responder win scenario, as in whoever approves it first, the task will get approved. So enable auto claim means they will not have this option to claim it. It will be self-claimed when they approve it. Then complete task immediately when participant chooses reject. So now in this hierarchy, suppose Adam Henry approves, then it will go to Calvin Roth. Calvin Roth approves, then it will go to James Siller. What if Calvin Roth rejects? Or what if Adam Henry rejects this purchase or sales order? Then it will not go to Calvin Roth or James Siller at all. That is why this option is there. Complete task immediately when participant chooses reject. Then complete parallel subtask early or complete pairing task of early completing subtask. So this is basically complex phenomenon. Like you can, as an approver, while approving, you can create a subtask and you can assign to more people. So now if you want that person to approve or you only want to approve first. So these are for that. Prohibit self-approval by users named in these payload attributes. So this option is basically, suppose I am submitting this sales order and in the approval rules configured, I am one of the approvers. So I am only initiating this order and I am only the approver. Then as per the audit policy, the company does not want me to approve this, right? Because I'm only initiating this. Then in that case, you can take this and add your username so that you are not able to approve it. The approval will not go to you even if you are configured in the approval rule. Then this one, approval preconditions, mandate comments before updating these outcomes. So whenever you're approving or whenever you're rejecting a sales order or any order, you have this comments option, right? Whether it is required, optional, or not allowed. So suppose if you make it required, then whenever you're approving or rejecting a sales order, you will have to provide a comment. So in many organizations, if you reject a sales order, they want a comment, right? Why have you rejected the order? So in that case, many companies under reject, they make it required. They make it mandatory for an approver to provide a comment. Why have they rejected it? So that sales order people know that why my order got rejected, right? Then there is a very important option of task aggregation. So you have two things: none, once per task, once per stage, three things. So this means, so suppose you have multiple approval rules configured. Like in my case, I had 4 rules configured. And as per the conditions of my rules, like if 2 rules are routing my approval to the same person, so the same person will get the notification twice, right? He will have to approve it twice. If I make it none, if I make it once per task, which means for the entire sales order, even though we have hundreds of rules routing to that one person only, but he will have to approve only once. He will get a notification only once. And once per stage means, suppose there are serial approvers configured, there are parallel approvers configured. So suppose in serial approver, you have many rules, and as per 3 or 4 rules, you're routing to the same person, but it will go to him only once in your serial. And in parallel, if it's defined, it will go to him only once. So it is best to have it once per task, which means even if you have multiple rules across all stages, routing to the same person, it will go to him only once. He will have to approve it only once, which makes sense, right? You wouldn't want one person to approve sales order multiple times, even though many rules are routing to him multiple times by mistake or by the complexity of the configurations that happens in an organization. So once per task is the best option. And in approval preconditions, it is best to put it required and a reject, so that people know why their orders got rejected. So you can try these options whenever you're practicing. These are some advanced options we have in the approvers. So any doubts till now in this page? Okay. So what changes have I made here? Reject required, task aggregation once per task. Okay. Now access is basically, you can leave it alone. This is basically for access and all. Who can see it, who can read it. So this we don't configure. Then notifications. Yeah. So you see that there is a bell icon notification and the email notification as well after every stage of order, right? Approval. So when the approval is assigned to a person, it goes to the assignee. When it is completed, the creator of the order knows it. When the order is errored out, the owner knows it. Whenever the approver requests any info from a assignee, it goes to the assignee. Whenever the approval is withdrawn, it goes to the assignee. So these are basically the recipient of the different task status that we have. And you can configure even more statuses. You can click on plus, and you can suppose you want to, whenever an order has expired, you want to be notified. So you can click on expire, you can click on plus. Oh, here it is. Okay, 2 things have come in. So first of all, you can click on, suppose you want to be notified when it expires. Expire, who does want to be notified? The initiator of the approver, the creator. Then you want to be notified whenever there's an update in the outcome. The creator wants to know it. The initiator, maybe the creator. Okay. So this way you can configure more things, and then you have enable reminder options as well. So just tick over here. So when you tick on enable reminder, it tells you repeat, then initiating action before expiration, after assignment, and frequency. So this is basically to remind the approvers that you need to approve your task. So how many times you want to repeat it? Suppose I want to repeat it twice. Is it twice before expiration or after assignment? So after assignment. How many days? What would be the frequency after assignment? Suppose 4. So what will happen? After every 4 days, he will be notified that he will be reminded that you need to approve it, and he will be reminded only twice. So suppose I'm an approver and I have been assigned a sales order and I don't approve it till 22nd, right? So I will be reminded. Then even if I don't approve it within 26, then again I will be reminded. So twice I will be reminded after assignment within an interval of 4 days. Then deadlines. So what is the deadline or the due date for an approver to approve a sales order? I can choose in days, hour, minutes. So suppose I choose 10 days, right? As per my organization policy. See, every organization has different policies, right? They set the different deadlines for an approver. So I set my deadline as 10. So all the approvers should approve their assigned sales order within 10 days. Expiration settings. What will happen if they do not approve within 10 days? At a task level, suppose do nothing. No, I want to get something done. Or at a assignee level. Task level means for the entire sales order, what will happen? Or assignee level means the people who are the approvers, what will happen to them if they don't approve it within 10 days? Suppose if they don't approve it within 10 days, what will happen? The sales order will expire, or it will automatically get renewed, or it will escalate. So suppose if I choose escalate, then whom it should escalate to? Till level 1. Level 1 means his manager. Level 2 would mean the manager of the manager. And you can exclude Saturday and Sunday in this. So if the approver is not approving within 10 working days, you can exclude Saturday and Sunday. So this is again a nice option with which you can, control the expiration setting, deadline setting. You can have the escalation of the approver. So once it escalates, right, the person will not be able to approve. Only his manager would be able to approve the sales order. Then you have data. Okay, deadline. Let's not configure anything now because I will get many notifications. Yeah. Then data. So data is nothing. You just don't have to do anything. This is just, yeah, then assignee. So now what does assignee mean? So this is basically a BPM configuration, business process management configuration. So whatever we are configuring in the front end, this same can be configured in the BPM. It follows our Oracle business rule, which is very complicated. So never tinker with this. If I go to the rule, see whatever you're configuring in the front end, right, in the UI, it is reflected here. So once you configure anything here, you will not be able to configure anything in the front end. But if there are complex requirements, see, same thing we have configured, how it is appearing. How it is appearing, right? It appears like this. So you come to this only when you have a very, very complex requirement. So this is BPM configuration. Like suppose for procurement contracts, we do not have a UI functionality. So we have no option but to configure procurement contracts approvers or invoice approvers over here only in BPM. But in order management, we have an option to configure in the front end, like I had showed you. So you don't do anything with this. So you have many options in this as well. You can go here, like you can add multiple participants. If you go here, add, convert it to serial, parallel. So this is a very complex stage of approvals. Then general also, you don't do anything. Yeah, so these are the basic main tabs are configuration, in which I've explained you these options. You have notifications wherein you can configure more notifications, reminders. You have deadlines, which you can set the escalation policies, expiration policy, and all that. So these are the things which you can make use of in your approvers, apart from the approval rules that you can configure. And whenever you're done making changes, what you have to do is, you can see this option, right? Commit task. You have to click over here and you have to click on OK. So it will get committed. So right now I'm not committing it. I am just going to, reset. Reset means it will revert all the changes because I do not want to make any changes. It was just to show you all the various options we have under BPM.
Raj, that the tab for approval groups, right? So, for example, you had an approval group. So if we click on that tab and then um, if we want to assign another person to the group, then we can use this option.
Yes. So these two are very different. Task configuration is a different setting, and approval group, if you go there, just go to approval group like the way we had gone yesterday. So these are the approval groups which are created. We created an approval group, right, yesterday, and we added one member. Now you are asking if suppose there is an approval group already there.
Right.
AP approval one is there. So Darshan is there. Now if we want to add one more person, how do we do it? So just select this, click on plus,
Okay.
add member. Now, if you want to add him above or below, suppose below, whom do you want to add? You can click on over here in this microscope. Suppose you want to add Calvin Roth. Calvin Roth. Search, select, OK. Click on OK. See, now Calvin Roth is added.
Okay.
Now you just have to click on save,
Save.
and he will be added in this approval group. So this is how organizations maintain, okay? They create approval group and then they make use of approval group in the approval rules, like I had shown you yesterday.
Yeah. Okay.
You can add or delete people. Like suppose if Sudarshan has left the company, just select this, click on cross, delete member.
Okay.
So I will click on revert because I do not want to make any changes. Someone else would have configured this in their work.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So task configuration I have shown you, approval group I have shown you. Any doubts till here? Okay. Okay, now I will move on to the next topic. So approvals, it is clear, right? I have shown you in depth. I've shown you all the scenarios. So if you want to know more information about approvals, if you want to read more, right, then you can click on this link for more info on approvals. So it will give you in detail. This is the Oracle implementation document. So it tells you in detail if you want to read more about approvals, about each and every things. This is a document link. It tells you more about order management approvals so that it becomes clear. See, it is always a good practice to read a document, after you have attended the training. First of all, the training thing is fresh in your mind, and then it will help you to enhance the knowledge that you already gained in the training. So this would be my recommendation to go through this document as well for approvers. Okay. So let me close this.
Are you going to send us the link, please?
Yes, I will send you this document. Tanmay will be sending you this document after today's training.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you will be able to find everything that we have gone through in these couple of days or in 2 weeks. Okay. So I'll just take a minute pause. If anyone has any questions, they can shoot. And then I'll start with the next topic, which is again a very interesting topic about pre-transformation rules. Okay.
So that is the same as defaulting rules, or no?
Yes, defaulting
Okay.
rules in EBS.
Okay, thank you.
So this would be the topic. Okay. Just 1 second. Okay. So in Oracle Order Management Fusion, we have three kinds of defaulting rules known as transformation rules. One is a pre-transformation, one is a post-transformation, and one is a product transformation, right? So what does pre-transformation do? So before we submit our orders, if we want to default certain values in an order on the basis of something, we can make use of pre-transformation rules. So if I show you the UI again, oh, sorry. Yeah. So suppose you want to default requested date or shipping method or warehouse, or suppose packing instruction, shipping instruction. You want to default any of these on the basis of some attribute like order type, item, customer, then you can make use of the defaulting rules. But when do you want to default? If you want to default before submitting the order, like right after you enter a order type, suppose, and you want to default a FOB, then you can make use of pre-transformation rules if you want to default certain things before submitting the order. And then you can overwrite that. Suppose you do not want to give the ability to override something to order entry specialist. Then you can make use of post transformation defaulting rules, which means you're defaulting after the order is submitted. And then along with pre and post transformation, we have product transformation as well. So suppose you're adding this item, right? You are adding this item. So on the basis of this item, you want to add one more item. You want to add certain attributes. You want to add certain context. Then you can make use of product transformation rules. So in Oracle Fusion, the pre-transformation rules window is same as for the approval rules. It is a GUI format, graphical user interface format. Whereas for product and for post transformation, it uses a OBR rule, Oracle Business Rule format, which is very complex in nature, which is like a SQL query. So I will be showing you the pre-transformation rule for now, so that we have a continuation of the way we saw in this right order approval rules. It is similar in nature, pre-transformation rules. So let me begin with this pre-transformation rules and show you certain scenarios of how it works. So what we will do is we will configure these three scenarios quickly, and we will see how it shows up in our sales order. Default shipping method and packing instructions based on order type or item. So suppose I have a certain order type, right? And on the basis of that order type, I want to default the shipping or the packing instruction and also the shipment method. I do not want order entry specialist to, write it while filling it. I want to have it automatically inserted. I want to automate that process. Then how do I make that happen? By using the pre-transformation rules. So let me take you to the setup of this pre-transformation rules. We will go to the orders functional area and the order management, and we will go to required show all tasks. So first, let me show you what I mean by OBR format and GUI format. So how was our manage order approval rules? It was a very nice graphically represented, right, by Oracle. It was like this. In a similar fashion, we have pre-transformation rules. Pre-transformation rules for sales order. If you click over here, see, it is in a similar fashion. But if you go to the post-transformation rule or the product transformation rule, it is fully written in a QBR format. I mean OBR format. See how it is written. Rule 1, if you go in terms of a query. So this also I will be telling you how we can, write a simple query and fulfill our needs. We need to write the general rule in SQL format and then, configure this. So first, let me tell you about the pre-transformation rule for sales order. So this is in this format. So I will click on create new rule. So you can relate to this. This is similar to the order management approval rules, what we had configured, right? So again, you have these many attributes, order header attributes, and these many attributes. And you can make use of these attributes. If I double click on order header, let me show you some of the attributes. Business unit, carrier, category, currency, so customer. So basically everything you see on the order header, right, or on the order page, everything you have it here. So let us configure one rule. Like we want to default our shipping method and packing instruction based on the order type. We do not want to write it, right? So how do we configure that? So if, click on that box, if order type, just type in order type will come. Here it is, order type. If order type is equal to RV order type. You remember we had configured this lookup, order type lookup, and we had created our RV order type, right? So if order type is equal to RV order type, click on OK. Then what will happen? Then do click on this box, set a value. Then what do we want to modify? Shipping method. Okay, right? Ship. Yes. So there are two things: ship method, fulfillment line, and order header. So we want to populate it in the order header. Then ship method is set to, click on search. I'm sorry. Yeah, give a blank search here. And we want to populate, suppose DHL air. Yeah, DHL air next day air. Click on OK. Click on OK. So what will happen if the order type, we give the order type as RB order type in our order sales order page, this shipment method will automatically populate. We will not have to enter it. We're automating this process. Now, along with ship method, we also want to automate packing instruction. Right? Then click on and set a value. Just type packing instruction header. Handle with care. Okay. So now suppose an organization, whenever there is a need for an IT equipment, right? Suppose those are very fragile items and needs to be handled very carefully. And that organization wants to pass on the message to the packing team that, whenever this instruction is written, you need to double pack it or handle it with care. It is a fragile item inside. So in that case, you can automate this process. So as per our rule, if the order type is RB order type, shipping method would be this, and packing instruction would be this. Okay, we are done configuring this. Or give the name also. Let's give the name as RB1. Okay. Click on OK. Click on save and close. Now we need to activate this, right? Click on activate, click on save and close, click on publish. Click on yes. Okay, so you can see this is very similar to the order approval rules we have. Now we will create a sales order in another window. See, I've kept two windows, one for configuration and one for transactions. So I will click on create order. Now US1 business unit, give the customer computer service, contact method, email. Now we are not giving the order type, so I'll show you first. see, shipment method is blank, right? There's no shipping method, I mean. And there's no packing instructions as well, as of now. So as soon as I give the order type as this thing, RV order type, let's see what happens. Where is RV here? RV order type. Yes. You can see, right? As soon as we gave the RV order type, this populated automatically, shipping method. And let me see for packing instruction also. Yeah, see, packing instructions, handle with care. It populated, right, automatically as per our rule. So our rule worked. So this is how organizations automate. They do not want the order entry specialist to go and enter everything. Like there might be some policies, right? Like as per this order type or as per this customer. Suppose the customer is, ABC Computer Supplies. Then as per that customer, shipment priority should be high because they are high value customers. Then freight terms they would have negotiated. FOB would have negotiated. It will be at the destination. So all these will automatically populate, right, as per the rules you configure. So this was one scenario. Now let me show you one more scenario. So this was this one, defaulting shipping method and packing instructions based on order type. Now we want to default a warehouse based on an item. How will we do that? We enter item, we always have to default enter a warehouse, right? From here you need to pick pack ship. But now we do not want to enter it. We want to default it. Then let me make one more rule. Create new rule. Let me name it RV2. Click on OK. Click on this box. Item, yeah.
Just one question, Raj. So you have to have the attribute as order header selected on the left pane, right? When you're doing this kind of.
No, not needed.
Okay.
Yeah. This is just to show you.
Okay.
So now I have chosen item and I will choose item definition. And item is equal to. So what is our item? This is our item. Search. Click selected, click on OK. Okay, if item is equal to this, then do. Set a value. Now what value do we have to set? Warehouse, okay. Then warehouse order header should be Seattle. Just let me type seat, it will come. Oh, it is case sensitive, so be very careful. Yes, now it is coming. Seattle. So Seattle is our organization warehouse. Okay. So now what will happen? Whenever we are entering the item as this, the system will automatically populate the warehouse to Seattle. Let me save and close. And let me activate this and publish. So let me go to the order management page. So after this, I will also show you one very a little complex one of how we can inculcate formulas and have a dynamic value populated in the order management page. So this also happens in all these are real-time examples of what is the need of a client. So click on create order. So basically, they do not want order entry specialist or order manager to populate the warehouse, right? And they're not using global order promising as well. They want, as per this customer or as per this item, it should always be picked from this warehouse. They have this right. Suppose a business is into many, items. They're selling IT equipment, they're selling other accessories. So the accessories they have kept in warehouse 1. Big equipment they have kept in warehouse 5. So every time whenever they create an order, they do not want people to, always enter warehouse, you enter 1, 5, 6. it should automatically populate. So this is a very commonly used case. So, okay, customer. Okay. Now order type does not matter, right? Now we will enter our item. Where is our item? Here in this tab. Copy, select item, paste, give a tab, click on add. Okay, now we have added our item. Now let's go and see. Yeah, see, Seattle has automatically populated, isn't it? We have not done anything. We have not entered it manually. It has automatically populated. So this is one more use case. Now, what if we add order type as well? Let me see if that is working or not. Yes, that is also working. As soon as we gave the order type, our shipping method came, and one more thing should come. Yes, packing instructions came, right? So everything is getting automated, right? Now, if I want, I can overwrite this. If I feel that this is not correct or something, or if I want to append anything to it, I can do that. Okay, now let me make use of the third scenario, which is a little like it is using the formulas. Yeah. Now we want to default the requested ship date based on an order date. And we will use an arithmetic formula to it. So what I mean by this is, let me show you again. So this is one interesting case. So what happens is my order date is this date, right? So on the basis of this, I know this customer very well. I know the order type. So now I want to default this one, the requested ship date. It is coming as this date, right? Now I want to default it to something else on the basis of my order date. It is a conditional one, and I'm going to use one formula to it. So let's see how this will happen. This is again one, commonly used use case across organizations wherein they want to default the dates as well. Like they know, they are doing business from so many years, so they know. Like suppose I'm getting the order now, so today plus 5 days it will be shipped. So that would be the requested ship date. Even the customers know. Click on cancel. Let me configure the third one, create new rule. RB3. Let me use the order type. See this carefully, okay? Order type, okay, where is order type here? Okay. If order type is RB order type, then do set a value. So what do we want to default? Requested ship date. Okay. Type request. It will come automatically. Where is it? Here. Requested ship date on the header. Click on that. Is set to no. We do not want to give a hard coded value. So we will click on this. You can see this, right? Attribute. Click on this. And in the attribute type, ordered. So ordered date. Requested ship date is set to ordered date. And now we will use one formula. You can see this add arithmetics, right? Click on that. Plus or minus. We will enter plus 5. So what it will do? It will populate the requested ship date 5 days after the ordered date. So ordered date will be our ship date, right? At the time when we are entering the order, and requested ship date would automatically populate, and it will be ordered date plus 5 days. So this is on the basis of simple arithmetic calculation. This is also, organizations use this kind of formulas And okay, I have entered. Now let's see if this works not. RV3, let me activate. Okay, publish. Published successfully. Now let me enter my order, create order. Customer I will give as service and renters. Okay. Let me choose my order type as RV order type. And let's see if it is coming or not. Yes. Now you can see, right? Order date is 18th. And what is my requested ship date? 23rd. So 18 plus 5 is 23rd. So it is making use of that arithmetic calculation that we have defined, and it is populating 23rd. As per our RV3 rule, it is making use of a calculation. And then shipping method is coming, and packing will also come. So this is as per our RV1 previous rule, the first rule. And now if we give the item, even the warehouse will come. So this is how you can make use of the pre-transformation rules to default many things in our order entry form, right? So any questions on this till now? Okay. So let me just deactivate this for now so that, because there are many people using this. So this is how you deactivate and you publish if you don't want to default anything. So this was a demo on the pre-transformation rule, which is using the same window. So I'll just take a minute pause for your questions if there's anything.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay. So this is simple, right? See, the entire purpose of me showing you the simple things now is, to get familiar with the order management page and how it works and everything. Now these concepts will get tougher as we go day by day. There would be the shipping and picking setups. There would be the GOP setups and pricing setups. So these things are not very, but a little complicated. So you can, adhere to these only when, you know the basic setups and everything related to the order management UI. So now let me take you to a more interesting topic of orchestration cycle. So till now you might be very familiar, right, with these schedule, reserve, awaiting shipping, shipped, awaiting billing, build. Like you would have by hearted by now these statuses and the orchestration process of schedule, reserve, ship, invoice. So this is a very generic, the generic standard orchestration process, right? So whenever we
Raj, just sorry not to interrupt you. You would also be showing anything relating to that post submission defaulting or
yeah, I will be showing it to you.
okay.
The reason I'm not showing now is because it is following a OBR rule. So I'm showing you everything which is following a visual graphical user interface rules.
Okay.
Like approvals, then pre-transformation. Now I will show you orchestration assignment rule, which
Okay.
is also following the same UI.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So till now we have seen the standard orchestration cycle. So if I take you to one of the orders, or let me create one order here only quickly. And I will show you how orchestration process is coming and what is coming. Okay, item. Yes, let me create this order. Then it will be easy for us to comprehend further on this topic. Add. Okay. So see, now I have to enter everything manually because there are no pre-transformation rules, right? So it gets hectic for an order manager or an order entry person to enter everything, you know, and there is approval for it. So let me disable the approvals because now we have come out. So how do we disable the approvals? Can anyone tell me?
Parameters.
Correct. Exactly. Order management parameters. We will switch it off because now we are done with the concept of approvers. Go to parameters. There. Start approval process. Click on start approval process. No, we do not want save and close. Now it will not trigger any approval, even though we have approvals configured. Okay. Okay. Click on submit. Oh. Yes. See, now it has gone to processing, not pending approval, because we have switched it off. Now actions, go to fulfillment view, switch to fulfillment view. Yes. So over here, you can see our orchestration process number and process name. DOO order fulfillment generic process. So this is a standard orchestration process which gets assigned, and it is a standard one. Till now we have seen, right? Schedule, reserve, ship, invoice. We have seen it multiple times. And even in Excel, you can see this one is a standard one. So how is it coming here? How is it getting triggered? So it does not get triggered automatically. There is some condition on the basis of which it is getting triggered. So now if I relate to EBS, in the EBS world, we had transaction type, right? And whatever transaction type you give, it will, the orchestration, corresponding orchestration process will automatically trigger. But in cloud, you can set an orchestration process to get triggered on the basis of any parameter, be it on the basis of customer, order date, order type, business unit, anything, item, just the way we have seen in approval rules and pre-transformation rules. You can give n number of conditions. So in a similar fashion, even for this standard orchestration process to get kicked off for this order, there is something which is happening in the background. There is one setup. How this is coming? DOO order fulfillment generic process. How is it coming? It is coming from somewhere. So it is coming from this task known as manage process assignment rules for sales order. Now let me show you this task. Manage process assignment rules for sales order. So this also has the same UI like approval rules and like pre-transformation rules. Manage process assignment rules for sales orders. Click on that. See, same UI, right? So which is that one order which is working? Can anyone tell me by looking at this page? Yeah, so the one in green, right? See, everything is grayed out, but the one in green is the one which is active. So this is working. So what does this rule say? Click on that, go to edit, actions, edit, just to see what is that. So it says if the line type is equal to by, if the line type is equal to by, then the process name is set to DOO order fulfillment generic process. So this is firing, and this is causing the standard orchestration process to get hit. Now let me show you if the line type is by or not in our order line. Yes, you can see the line type is by, right? So this condition is firing the standard orchestration process. So now if we want, we can customize this. We can have it on the basis of any parameter. Like if the customer name is this, and if the item is this orchestration process should hit. So now let me show you the different orchestration processes that we have. Just to give you
one question.
Mhm.
Where is this line type defaulting from?
Line type is always by. It is not defaulting from anywhere. It is by if you don't, set it. and you can always change it. You remember yesterday we had configured on order lookups for line
Yeah,
type, and I
okay.
defined RV,
Okay.
right? So I will show you. I will show you how we can configure on the basis of a custom line type or a customer, the orchestration process. So at first, let me go to this task, manage orchestration process definition. And let me show you the standard, what are the orchestration processes that we have. Manage orchestration process definitions. Click on this. Process name. So anything which begins with DOO, anything which begins with DOO is a seeded one. Seeded one means it is defined by the system only. Okay, now what is that process which is kicking in for us? For us, oh, sorry. Yes, this is the process, DOO, order fulfillment generic process. This is a standard process which gets kicked in, right? On the basis of which we have these standard orchestration cycle, these statuses and everything, right? This is a standard one. And if I come down, let me show you the visual view of it through a diagram. Let me show it to you. Go to actions, generate process diagram. Yeah. So what is happening in our case? Our orders is getting scheduled. So there are three flows. One is for standard order, for back-to-back, and for drop shipment. So our flow is on the very left. I mean on the between, yes. Okay. So the between the middle one is our flow. So our order is getting scheduled, then it is getting reserved, then shipment happens, then it waits for a shipment advice, then shipping is confirmed, then then there is an invoice, create invoice, and wait for invoice, right? So the middle one is our process. The left one is for back-to-back order. If wherein we do not have sufficient inventory in our warehouse, then it gets scheduled, it goes to request supply. Then there is a pause. So the request supply can be anything, make, buy, or transfer. You can make it in a manufacturing plant, you can buy it from a supplier, or you can transfer it from some other warehouse. This is a back-to-back fulfillment. What I had shown you, I had explained to you order management terminology is back-to-back order. So this is a back-to-back flow. And then whenever the supply is available, you create a back-to-back shipment request. So it is shipped and then it is invoice. Then on the right-hand side, there is a drop shipment flow, wherein you schedule the order, then you create a purchase order, it goes to the supplier, then supplier ships it to the customer. And then you create an invoice and wait for invoice. So now we do not have to be concerned with these. We just have to be, we have another session for drop ship and back to back, don't worry. So I'm just showing you the middle part. Schedule, reservation, shipment, invoice. This is our standard process, which is getting kicked, right? Now, along with the standard process, we have other processes as well, like bill only generic process. So what does that do? It does not do the scheduling. It does not do the scheduling. It does not do the reserve. It does not do the ship. It only creates the invoice and wait for invoice confirmation. So that is known as bill only process. Till now, we have seen only standard order, right? Now, suppose your organization has a requirement that my order will be created, picked, packed, and shipped in some other ERP, third-party ERP. And then it will be integrated to Oracle. And in Oracle, we want you to only create an invoice it, nothing else. Then in that case, you can make use of bill only generic process. So you can see there are only two steps: create invoice, wait for invoice. Can you go on mute if you're not speaking? Okay. Anita or someone, can you mute?
Hello, oh, it broke so bad. Second PC.
Yeah, hello. Anita or Priya, can you mute everyone?
Or Anita should be able to mute him.
Yeah, Anita is the host. You should be able to mute Anita or Priya. Okay, anyways,
Oh, that main
let me
road
go
is
on.
next to that fat outlet.
Okay, there is some background noise. Okay, so the voice has reduced. Let me share my screen again.
Go there. Crowd get me crazy.
Okay, so now I was showing you the bill only generate process, wherein we have only the billing, the invoice creation and wait for invoice options. We do not have schedule, reserve, ship. In a similar fashion, we have other processes as well, like DO, inventory transaction process,
If I walk,
wherein we just create inventory transaction, we create invoice and wait for invoice. We do not have schedule reserve on this as well. So I will be then let me show you this DO schedule ship invoice. So in this again, what is missing? Schedule is there, shipment request is there, invoice is there, reserve is missing. So suppose an organization does not want you to reserve any quantity for an item, then you can make use of this process, right? So there are similarly there are these processes, the custom processes, which are already there in Oracle, which you do not need to customize separately.
clinic next to it.
So suppose if you want to make use of bill only generic process in your orchestration step, right? You do not want this one.
Father's younger brother and
You do not want this process. Let me show you. You do not want DO, order fulfillment generic process. You want to have only bill only process. Then how do you do that? So you will do that with the help of this manage process assignment rules for sales order, whose UI is same as approval rules and transformation rules. So let me take you there. And let me show you how we can customize our orchestration process as well. Manage process assignment rules for sales order. I'm audible, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Manage process assignment rules for sales order. Now this rule is activated till now. Let me create my own rule. Create new rule. Let me name it RB only billing. New condition. Now let me use order type only. Suppose if I use order type, order type is equal to RV order type. Click on OK. Then do click over here. Type process name. Click on search. Click on this, give blank search again. So all the processes name you had seen there will come here. So there are a few custom processes as well in the definitions. You have it with the name of custom, and then you have DO processes as well. So this is the process we want to assign. Orders are coming from third-party systems to our Oracle ERP, and we do not want to schedule it, reserve it, ship it. We just want to invoice them. So in that case, you will select this DOO bill only generic process. Okay. Click on OK. Click on OK. So what is our condition? If order type is equal to RV order type, and let me add one more condition, line type also. If line type Okay. Well, let me just start one condition. Let's not make it complex. Order type is equal to RB order type, and process is set to DO bill only generic process. So now we will click on one second, this window is coming. Yeah, we'll click on save and close. And where is our rule? RB bill only? RB only billing? Yes, we will activate this. But now the problem is this rule is already there. So the line type is by as per this rule. So if we have any other line type other than by, then this rule will not hit. Okay, now let me publish this. Okay. Now I will see, this is my previous order and the generic process is assigned. Till now we have seen this. And as per the generic process, we have scheduled, reserve, ship, invoice as usual. Now we have defined a bill only process in which these three things will not be there. Only invoicing will be there. So let me create an order and let me see if that kicks off or not. Click on create order. Let me choose my customer. Computer service and rentals, order type, RV order type, item. Let me quickly give my item. Yes, item I have given. Contact method, requested date, let it be in the future because we do not have any pre-transformation rules. Let it be DHL. I'm just giving bare minimum information because we want to check our this thing. Okay, click on submit. Oh, no. You didn't have to click on submit. You had to change the line type, right? You had to change the line type. It is now equal to by. See, the line type is by. So let's see where it goes because both of them had priority of medium. So both the rules will kick in. Let's see where it goes. This would be an interesting thing. Yeah, it is assigned to bill only generic process. Our rule has taken precedence. Are we only billing?
Sorry. Raj, what determines, maybe I didn't follow you.
Huh?
What determines, no, I said if I didn't follow you, it was my fault because I was doing something. What determines the bill only generic process in this order?
Yeah.
What is
so
the determinant factor?
yeah, what we have done is we have defined our rule, process assignment rule, as per which we have written a rule that if the order type is equal to RV order type, then the process name should be DO bill only generic process. So as per
Thank
this
you.
rule, this rule has kicked in, this process has kicked in. If we hadn't written this rule, then as per our previous rule, what was happening? Our generic process was kicking in, which had all the steps which I have been showing you till now, right? Schedule, reserve, ship, invoice. Now this one, let's see what steps it has. See, it has only invoice, awaiting billing. That's it, right? And this is something which is given by Oracle itself. We don't have to do any customization. Like in EBS, we had to do a lot of customization. We had to take help of technical people, right? Over here, we can customize on our own. We can have a bill only. We can, skip reservation. We can default any rule by using this task. Manage process assignment rules for sales order. Using this task, we can default any rule. So this was, a short demo of how we can make use of this rule, manage orchestration process assignment rules. So 3 rules follow the same GUI interface. Manage sales order approval, then manage pre-transformation rule to default things, and then manage orchestration process assignment rule to default the orchestration process. Right. So now let me again go to this one, this task, and show you again what other orchestration we have. Manage orchestration process definition. So DO means all the seeded process. So till now, what was hitting? Order fulfillment generic process. This is our general process. Then we defined the orchestration process assignment rule, and we defaulted bill only generic process, which had only 2 steps: create invoice, wait for invoice, awaiting billing, build. That's it. If we want, we can default even this. DOO schedule ship. So what is missing here? Reserve is missing. So it will schedule, it will create a shipment request, it will create an invoice. The reserve will not be there. So like this, there are plenty of seeded process which are customized by itself. We do not have to do anything here. We just have to go to process assignment rule, and on the basis of some condition, we need to default one of these there. Now, in many cases, the requirement of a business is they do not want to use GOP, global order promising. So if you do not want to use GOP, you have to get rid of the schedule step. You do not want to get it scheduled. So there is one customization for that as well, which I will be showing you, in the later half of the training. I'll show you a couple of customizations, how you can customize the orchestration process further, how you can, delete this schedule if you do not want it to get scheduled. If you do not want to get it reserved, there's already this process, right? Reserve is missing. So all you have to do is you have to go to the process assignment rule. You have to go to this rule. Oh, not this one. Process assignment rule. You have to go and you have to create a new rule. Or suppose if you want to, you have to default any condition here, anything, customer, business unit, anything you can enter, and process name is set to. You can default any process, any processes which are present, DOO. Schedule ship invoice, no reserve here. So now if you have this, so the next time you enter the order type as RV, this will default, this process will default. So you can make use of many seeded orchestration processes to customize your orchestration cycle in an order. Now, if there is a need to customize further, like I told you, right? Like if you want to, let me show you. If you want to customize further, like if you're not happy with the present customization which Oracle is offering in the seeded orchestration, there is a need for you to customize further. Then how do you do that? So these are standard processes. You can read the description here, and with the need, you can use process assignment and have it defaulted. Now, anything which is customized is written with the prefix of custom. So you can see there are so many things, which is customized. So you basically duplicate a standard process and you customize further. So one of the most used cases of customize is to remove this schedule process, which is not, present in the Oracle seeded rule. So in that case, you need to customize if you do not want to use GOP. So I will be showing you that in the later half of the training. These are some advanced topics. So just want to see there's manual scheduling, manual reserve. So these all are customized processes, which had all the, there are many setups involved in that. But if you do not want to go through that setups, you can make use of the Oracle seeded rules only. Like I used bill only, right? You can make use of submit sales order process, or you can make use of inventory transaction process. Like this, you can schedule ship invoice with no reservation. you can make use of these in a process assignment rule and customize your thing further, your orchestration process further for now. So this was a small demo of how the orchestration process is defaulting, how the approval rules get triggered, and how the pre-transformation rules are coming in an order. Now, any questions till now? Okay. Okay. Now you may ask me how this number is coming for an order, right? This I've not shown you till now. How this order numbering is getting generated, 98676, from where is it coming? So now there is a task known as manage document sequences. So if you go to this generic search area, so these are generic tasks which will not be there in order management. So go to this task pane on the right, click on search. This is known as a global search, and type in manage document sequences. Here it is, manage document sequences. And you have to type in this code. This is a code. Aura FOM doc sequence auto. So this is a code to generate numbering in a sales order. So how will you generate numbering? So you just have to click on this arrow. You can see, right? You can see the initiate value is 1, which means this sales order numbering started from 1. But now the number has reached to 98676. So 98676 orders were created in this instance after it was 1, and it has never been customized. Now the tricky part here is you can only enter a number which is 1 greater than this number, 1 greater than your latest order. So suppose you have initial value is suppose 1000, and you have created 3 orders till now, 1001, 1002, 1003. This is a new instance and you have created 3 orders. Now you want to modify the number. So you cannot have the previous numbers. You can only enter a greater number, 1 greater. You cannot even enter 1004. You will have to start with 1005. So which means if this number is 98676, what is the number which I can give here? What is the next value? Can anyone tell me?
907877.
No, yeah, 98678.
Yes.
One
Okay.
greater.
Okay, one
Yeah.
greater. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that is the minimum value we can give. We can even give 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs. It should be 1 greater than this. That's it. This is the bare minimum criteria, right? Now, if I
If
give
it is-
here, yeah.
Sorry, right. If it is 1 greater, then it should be 677.
No. 1 greater means like 1 plus 1. This plus 1 greater. As in,
Yeah.
you have to
Right.
leave one number. You have to leave a gap of one number.
Okay. Okay. Then.
Yeah. Yeah. If it is 2, you cannot have 3. You should start from 4. So
Okay.
this is how it is built. So it is 98676. You cannot give 98677. You have to start from 98677, 78.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So you can give any number which is greater than this, right? So now suppose I want to start my orders from 1 million, right? Or 10 lakh or 5 lakhs. So you can give that number here, 5 lakhs. So the next order will be created from 5 lakhs number or 5 million number. But you cannot go back. Once you give 5 million, you cannot come here and give any lower value. You then have to give a higher value only. So this is a small setup. So, we recommend not to tinker around much with this setup. Only in the initial time of implementation, you need to give this. And suppose if there's a client requirement that, now we want the order numbers to be generated from 5 million or 1 million. So you will come here, you will give 1 million, and then the next order you will create, the number will be 1 million. Then 1 million 1, 1 million 2, like that. So this setup also I have written over here. And suppose if, so this is not required. So suppose your orders are coming from external sources through FBDI file or through any integration, right? And you do not want to have it the order numbering of Oracle. You want to have retain the order numbering from some third party system. Then you need to configure this manage administrator profile values, and you need to give this. I'll show you. So this is for your information purpose. Come out of this. Go to this task, manage administrator profile values. Go there. Type the code. Make sure you don't have any white spaces. Yeah. So this is N. So if you make it Y, then what will happen is it will retain the sales order number of the third party system. If you are importing it from the third party through a file, import file, or through some integration, right? So if you have any integrations which should be there with order management and you want to retain the third party numbering and do not want to use the order numbering of Oracle Fusion, then you can give this. But this will not be applicable for any orders which is created in Fusion, like the way we have been creating. If we create any order in Fusion, it will follow that one. Manage document sequences. So this was a small task for numbering. So now we have seen numbering, we have seen transformation rule, pre-transformation, we have seen approvals, BPM configurations, and this thing. Now, how much time are we left with? Okay, we have 7 minutes. So let me quickly show you one topic which was remaining. What is the topic which was remaining? Data access. How can we apply data access in bulk? I think a couple of you had asked me of how we can apply data access in bulk, right? So to apply it manually, we have to go to this task, manage data access for users, and we have to assign it one by one. But if you want to assign it in bulk, then there is a way. I will show you that. So let me open one more instance. 1 second. Just give me a second. Yeah, you can see my screen, right? Okay. Go to setup and maintenance. Go to user security. Same task you have to go. Manage data access for users. Same task. And to see this option, right, authorize data access. So before clicking on this, you have to download one plugin for your Excel. So from the left-hand side, come down, you see tools, go to tools. You see this, right? Download ADF desktop integrator. So this is an Excel plugin. You click on this and you follow the download steps, it will download and it will install in 2 minutes. So once you install this, this is an Excel plugin. Once you install this, then you can come to this task, manage data access for users. So now before, what were we doing? We were clicking on plus and we were giving data access one by one, right? Now we have this option known as authorize data access. Authorize data access. Just click on this. It will download on Excel. Excel is downloaded. Double click on that. Here it is. Click on enable editing. It will ask you the username and password. Do you want to connect? Yes. Enter username and password. So I will enter the username and password. You will have to do the same. Of the user who is implementing this, you have to give his username and password. and wait for a minute. It is loading. Yeah. So one row has been generated, wherein you have this drop down for security context, business unit, inventory organization, security context value, username, role, active, yes or no. So suppose you want to copy this and you obviously want to generate more rows, right? Not one. So this is a very tricky part. You don't just do Control C and Control V, otherwise it will error out. So you just select this till here, and then you select your row. Suppose till here I want to, populate. Right click, click on insert, and see the rows have been inserted.
Hmm.
So the rows have been inserted. These are blank rows for you to enter your this thing. Now I'm selecting my security context value, which was nothing but this value, security context. What it will be, suppose I want to give the access for a business unit. Business unit. Now double click on this. You can select your business unit from the drop down. Suppose Australia, right? Australia business unit. Select that. Username, whom do I want to give access? Adam Henry. Adam Henry. For what role do I want to give the access to Adam Henry? I want to give him the access for order entry specialist. So select this, right click and click on this paste 123 value. And active should be yes. So now I'm just giving one value and I will show you if it works or not. Then I will copy paste multiple values. Then you see this option, right? Upload. Click on this. What do you see? Row inserted successfully. No errors. So in other lines, you're seeing errors, insert failed because those are blank. So don't worry about this. This is the right row inserted successfully. So now Adam Henry has got access for Australia BU as well. So now let me just double check. Let me user with data access, Adam Henry. And what is that? Order entry specialist, right? Click on search. Yes, see, he has got access for Australia business unit. Now, let me show you how you can copy paste in bulk. Now, suppose I need Adam Henry to have other access as well, right? You can see there are many rows. Order manager, promising manager. So let me copy all, all the rows which has business unit data access. Let me copy order manager, recovery manager, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, these things I've copied. Okay, Control C. So now this is very easy. In the role, you will go right click, click on this 123 value. You will paste. Then copy active, select everything, paste. Adam Henry, you copy, select, right click, select paste value. Australia business unit also you copy, right click, paste. Business unit also you can copy, select, right click, paste. This is it. So by this, through this, you can enter the data access in bulk. So now I'm selecting only for business unit. Likewise, you can do the same for inventory organizations. You can select all the rows which has inventory organizations and paste it in a similar manner here. It was very easy. And then I will click on upload. Yes, see, row inserted successfully for Australia business unit for all the rows. So before we were giving one by one by clicking on plus. Now I'm using this spreadsheet by clicking on authorize additional data access. And I'm uploading it through this Excel. Now let me just check if he has got all the access or not. Security context was business unit, right? Who was my user? Adam Henry. Yes, Yes, global order promising, Australia business unit is there. Account receivable manager, Australia is there. See, pricing administrator, Australia is there. Yes, order manager, order orchestration, order entry. So see, pricing manager, it has been successfully assigned. So this is a way through which you can, import the data in bulk, the data access part. So try this out. This is also very useful. Copy.
I have it.
Tell me.
Please write. So it means that the person must already have the role assigned in the role page.
Exactly. He should already have the role assigned. So what is our first step? If you remember, we have created our user. The user should have been created, and he should have been assigned a role in security console. So the reason we are seeing all these rows, it is not failing, is because we have already the rows assigned in security console, right? So that we have to manually assign. The rows we have to manually assign because this is a very sensitive part, right? So who is our user? Adam Henry. So yeah, you're very right, Mercy. So Adam Henry, if I click on, see, these roles are already assigned to him through security console. We had assigned it right in the first class itself. Now we are just automating the data access part. This step, assign data access through manage data access for users. So instead of clicking plus again and again and again so many times, suppose we have thousands of employees in an organization, so you cannot enter plus 10,000 times, right? So this is a way through which we can bulk assign the data access for all the users, the way I've shown you through this spreadsheet. So this was a topic which I wanted to cover from a long time. So today I've got a chance. So again, let me quickly repeat. You go to tools, you download this, download the ADF desktop integrator, and you install it. I have installed it. This is why I'm seeing this Excel tab, authorized data access for users. If I hadn't installed that, this wouldn't be working. So first step, you download that. Second step, you click on authorized data access. It will download one spreadsheet like this. Then on the top, you will see enable editing. Click on that and it will ask you the username and password of an implementation user through which you were doing it manually, right? You give that username password. Then you give the exact one row you give manually, and then you can copy paste like the way I've done. And while copy pasting, always select right click. Suppose you are pasting this, copy. Always select this value, paste value. So this was the entire, the series of simple steps you need to do to assign data access in bulk to the users.
So another question, right? If I have to download the ADFDI first, and then go on to the authorized data, to click on the authorized data access, which will still download another spreadsheet. So I will have two spreadsheets open.
No. You will have only one spreadsheet. See, when you click on authorized data access, just click on that. It downloads, right? You just open.
Yes.
You just open it. Click on enable editing.
Yes.
Then it will ask you, do you want to connect? So now you click on yes, and you connect to your Fusion instance. Give your implementation username and password. Same thing through which you're logged in Fusion. Nothing different. Click on sign in.
What I'm saying is that you said that we should first of all go to the tools and download the ADFDI, and then come down here to click on the authorized data access, and then the spreadsheet will be downloaded as well. That's why I'm asking. So does it mean that I would then have two spreadsheets in front of me? One that I downloaded, two tools, ADFDI download.
Yeah, I understood. So this is not a Excel sheet. This is just a Excel add-in. So once you install this, Then only you come
Okay.
to authorized data access. Give a 2-minute gap, you know, give a
Okay.
2-minute gap. Just you download it, install it, then close it.
Okay.
Once it is
Okay.
downloaded, then you come here and click on authorized data access. So only one Excel would be opened. This is
Okay.
just a download, like you download any software, right, in your computer. This is like
Yes.
that only, nothing else.
Yeah, the plugin. Thank you.
So just try it out. You know, if you face any problems, I'll help you. This is a very simple step. And then see, there's one row which is coming. You can add multiple rows. You can enter your data the way I've shown you. Yeah, so I think we are over time. So we have covered quite a lot in this session. We have speed up a little bit. We have covered approval rules. I've shown you 2 tiers. I've shown you pre-transformation rules, process assignment rules, Oracle order numbering mechanism, and also data access in bulk, how you can assign data access in bulk.
Mm.
So I hope it was a good session. Any feedbacks?
Thank you very much.
Hope you guys
Appreciate it.
understood. Yeah. So my request from all of you would be to, you know, practice these. You know, we have covered 2 weeks, so practice these. Then we will cover more advanced topics in the coming days, in the coming weeks, next Saturday, 5:30 IST. I hope to see everyone there.
Raj,
I might not,
Mhm.
sorry, Raj.
Uh,
Sorry.
Raj, when you're creating a sales order in in a manual mode, when you're manually creating a sales order and then you're uploading using FBDI from external systems,
Mhm.
how do you differentiate between these 2 orders? Is there any flag or is there any origin or source?
Yeah,
Let's
there
say
is
there are 2
a.
orders. One order
Understood.
is okay.
Yeah. So all you have to do is you have to give a order numbering in that way. Like suppose you want to differentiate. So there is a source, you know, uploaded from spreadsheet that you can know. You can see that. Like in actions, view more, you can see that source. If you have uploaded from a spreadsheet, there would be a source which would be coming. But source over here is OPS, but you can give some other source. See, now if you create an Oracle, the source would be OPS. Okay. Now in your spreadsheet, suppose it is coming from JD Edwards. So source in your sheet, you give that JD Edwards name, and it will show that text field only, that value only in Oracle when you upload it. So by that you can differentiate. One more way
Okay.
to differentiate is by numbering, like that profile option I showed you, right? So you do not want to follow Fusion numbering. You have your JD Edwards application that is following some different numbering, like ABS1, ABS2. So you want to retain that. So set this profile option to Y, and with that numbering also you can, you know, identify or differentiate for that matter.
Okay. Okay, let's say I follow the Fusion numbering system. Like, I don't want to have a separate numbering, a document numbering for my external orders. I go with the Fusion numbering. If there's a duplicate, would it skip and increment the next order number, or would it fail?
But it will fail. If it is duplicate, it will definitely fail. It will give you that duplicate error.
Okay.
Because numbering is again a primary key. You know, if I tell you in technical terms.
So it would not skip that number and increment the next number. It would fail.
Yeah, it will fail.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I was just gonna say, Raj, next week, Saturday, I might not be able to make it, but I will listen to the recordings when it is sent because I have a wedding, but I will be here on Sunday. Thank
Okay,
you.
no problem. The recordings would be there
Yeah.
for you
Thank
to.
you.
Yeah. Okay then. Thank you everyone. Have an awesome day ahead. See you next
Thank you,
Saturday,
Raj.
5:30.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Raj.